My God, that was shit.
So how was the Sonic movie?
Bring me Ken Pender's thing again. The
That
thing
was
that didn't have a hedgehog in it.
that was so much worse than I knew it was going to be bad, but that was so much worse than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's
Just so the listeners know, we just watched the Sonic the Hedgehog fan movie.
the
That,
Jael White
yeah,
one.
with
And
Jaleel White, also featuring Doug Walker, Stuttering Craig, and James Rolfe.
Neil, you have lost the right to defend James Rolfe.
I defend him on the basis that he's a nice guy, not on the fact that he does shitty videos. I mean, this is, as far as I'm concerned, this is just par for the course.
This is this is the bogey on the course.
He did the Rob review. I think this is about on par with that.
This is the level of when he introduced super ultra death metal Christ.
Yep.
And I love how Neil doesn't even defend it.
Oh, you can't defend that.
The one that's just a 2D image done in Photoshop that keeps on screaming "fuckers."
Yes.
Oh my God, it's just a whole bunch of stupid. They're obviously aping off of Saddam, and
I'm su- I'm surprised he didn't eat a chili dog.
they also are aping off of Michael Bay something fierce.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
because
this
everything was exploding in this. I mean, he ran into a tree. The tree exploded.
this is a love letter to Saddam and Michael Bay. How can anyone sane who loves movies like this? How can anyone sane who enjoys the Sonic games like this? I mean, it's because it's that level of bullshittiness where okay, you know what would have been even better than this is if they actually did something like they did for the spoof Pac-Man movie, where it's they don't try to. You saw that one, right, Neil? Where
Uh,
Pac-Man is a guy in a yellow tracksuit wearing a motorcycle helmet,
oh my God.
and that works better than this.
Wow.
Versus he's a yellow sphere guy that runs around.
I keep wanting to see like the version of the Mario movie that mock-up trailer portrayed from way back when.
This is terrible. This is inexcusably bad. It's just the fact that it has these internet critics showing up. I mean, Doug Walker, pretty much sucked Saddam's cock already, so it's no surprise that he agreed to it. But Neil, you brought something very interesting to me. That isn't there like this thing against the Channel Awful and the Screwed attack?
Um, as far as what?
Well, Stuttering Craig was in the video as well, and
Oh yeah, the because there's talent that goes from Screw Attack to Channel Awesome. God, I hate saying that. Yeah, it's like pretty much anyone who Screw Attack chewed up and spit out, it gets picked up and chewed again by Doug Walker. And as far as I know, those two individuals have never appeared together anywhere, and I don't think they particularly like each other.
interesting. But that's actually more interesting than the trailer.
Yeah.
Barely, but this is bad. This is a level of bad that I haven't seen in a long time. And this is why most fan created content pisses me off.
Yeah,
Because simply by liking something, you lose brain cells for that something. It's weird. It's for
this
instance,
is
go ahead, Neil.
it's actually one of the worst fan projects I've ever seen.
Yeah, Neil has played lots of custom ROMs.
I play like translated ROMs. I don't play a lot of custom ROMs.
Okay, I just thought I was going to use a qualifier there that made it like, oh, that is bad. But this is bad. This is like there is a Star Trek continuing voyages video series that was put online by Star Trek fans. They actually got Walter Coyne to show up in an episode.
Walter Koenig,
Yes, pardon me. He has a weird last name.
he does.
But this is some of the worst Star Trek writing I've ever seen. Because the first episode is written like a fan fiction, where it starts with Captain Kirk. He's not captain of the Enterprise, he's captain of this other ship. Because the Enterprise was destroyed years ago, we're in an alternate timeline already. And so what happens is, it's sort of like that episode of Dexter's Lab written by an 8-year-old.
Uh-huh.
But it has real sets, like reproductions of the TOS bridge and everything. But it's written like that, where basically they go to the planet where the gateway was from Oncidia on the Edge of Forever, the time travel gateway, and they find out there's a starship-sized one. So they fly the starship. The Farragut was the name of the ship that looks just like the Enterprise, but it's the Farragut to show it's in a different timeline. They fly the Farragut through this starship-sized time gateway on the planet that wasn't in the original episode. So they can travel back in time and rescue Captain Pike on the Enterprise while they're fighting the Doomsday Machine that's shaped like the cornucopia. And then while they're fighting, another time gateway opens up, and then the Enterprise A shows up with Admiral Kirk commanding it. This is the most... This is why I hate fan projects! Need I explain this?
No, you don't need to explain it.
It's just wakery on top of wakery, and it's like you go into a 16-year-old kid's bedroom while he's masturbating, and it's less wakery than this bullshit.
Wow.
It's like, oh my god, it's like when I was playing goddamn Wing Commander Saga, the fan-made Wing Commander game that has amazingly good gameplay, but it has this horrible, horrible writing. Because they actually introduced like this flight commander who's named Dr. House, and they actually lifted dialogue from the TV show House. I'm like, you worked this hard to build this fan-made game engine that's actually decent. And then you had to spoil it with this wakery fucking writing. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why can't you just like something? My God, I haven't read it like this in 5 years. Okay. You haven't heard one like that before in a while, have you?
No.
It's in the Sonic movies, the same with that bullshit. It's like the thing is this: if they were doing it and they weren't serious about it, I'd be okay with it. It's like, oh, okay, they're just playing with it, but you can tell they're serious.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, it's like I sent Neil the trailer to the Pac-Man movie, and Neil watch it.
I saw it.
And see, that's what I mean. It's like, they know this isn't serious.
Mm.
There is no concept of this being like an honorary homage to Pac-Man. This is we're a bunch of idiots having fun, and that seems to make it better.
Yeah, but in this movie, they CGI'd Sonic the Hedgehog,
and it looks like shit.
Yeah, it looks pretty close to the actual model, but it looks like crap.
Because they tried to animate individual quills.
Yeah, they gave him quills, and God, they did stuff that they shouldn't have done, such as trying to move the camera while the camera is on Sonic, and he's standing on the ground, and you see that they can't even keep him like firmly in the same spot. Like he's scrolling at a different rate that the background is scrolling. It breaks the animation.
And also the lighting effect is terrible.
Yeah, it's inconsistent.
It's the fact of the matter is, you can tell they spent some money, but you can also tell that they spent the wrong kind of money.
Yeah.
They'd be better off with JL White wearing a hoodie that has quills sewn on them, running around.
I'd pay to see that.